Okay, who's first?
Open the questions.
I don't know. Has it started
If
yet?
nobody has any questions, we can all go home.
Who is formulating the most complex question?
We will stop this madness.
Who has the hardest question? Let's get over it.
You all know how we got our name, right?
Skip that one.
Is someone running this show?
No, it's not real.
Hey, we got one. We got one.
Okay.
A live one.
At the 15th anniversary, there was no real excitement within the band about the so-called anniversary. There was sort of the impression that it had been foisted upon you to celebrate it. And one sort of gets the impression that the same thing is going on here today. Is that accurate, or is...
Very good observation. Good observation, yes.
It's no big deal to us. We're not sure that this is the date anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously
there is
news
no
to you
date.
people.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no.
I
I don't think it matters much to anyone, does it? Really? I mean, we've been around for 20 years,
I
more or
personally
less.
don't believe it.
Yes,
He's
for
actually
sure, man.
he's the new guy.
It's a matter of indifference.
Next.
It's arbitrary, you know.
This is more or less the anniversary of the date that Phil moved down to Palo Alto. Does that constitute our?
I think that
It's more important.
that's like
About a week ago, actually, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay, a week ago, 20
Something
years
like
ago.
that.
A week ago on this date, 20 years ago.
to join the band.
Yeah.
I showed him how to tune the bass and
play scales.
and where to put his fingers for a couple of things. And 2 weeks later, he played the first gig.
How your music has changed in the last 20 years, or is it?
Jeez.
Or, I mean, on this anniversary concert, can you tell me just in 20 seconds?
Well, this is we're involved in something that's in progress, and we
going right
probably
along.
don't
It's
know.
moving right
You know,
along.
I know I don't know. Not as a matter of fact.
It'd be hard to describe any change in the music over 20 years. You might be able to readily appreciate it or hear it just by taking a record we made a long time ago and a record we just recently made, or tape we just recently made, and playing them, and they might sound different. But it's amazing to me how similar they sound.
We hope it's better.
It's still growing.
Yeah.
Bother you guys that seem to love your shows even on your off nights? Do you ever wish you were booed?
Yeah, we get
booed
We
once
get
in a while, a
booed.
little bit.
Yeah.
They know better.
Well, it's a tribute to something, you know, that our off nights are at least acceptable. Used to be
That's
that
how our music
our
has
off
changed.
nights would drive them right out of the place.
Yeah, empty places.
Now
No time.
it's almost tolerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But blind devotion doesn't scare you at all?
I don't know. I'm too blind to tell. I'm the wrong person to ask. You know, my bias is way over here.
It's
you
not
know.
blind devotion. They know what they like. You know, we couldn't make them come.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true,
I
that's
mean,
true.
They're coming for a reason. You know.
Yeah.
and,
There's nobody driving them in here with whips.
we don't have whips.
No, I
Not
understand
yet.
that, but it seems that no matter what you do, it's always loved. Do you ever wish your audience were a bit more critical, more demanding of you than
It's
they
not
are?
as great a challenge as it might be.
Well, no audience could be as critical or demanding of us as we are of ourselves.
Yeah, right. They would never be that critical or demanding.
Right or wrong.
But they are awfully sensitive, and they're
Our band, right or wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to get off first.
They're a good audience. I mean, they pay attention. We can get them. They can get very quiet. That we can take them lots of places.
Yeah.
You know, they're no slouches. They're paying attention. They're not just being there. You know, they're into it, and that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they're almost
it's very
willing
nice.
us to make it good. Or helping us to make it good. In fact, almost nothing. They are.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a so-called psychedelic interest rising. There's neo-psychedelic bands. What would happen if some young people who've never listened to your music and they get into it by listening to neo-psychedelic bands and then going back and listening to earlier records by people like Quicksilver and the Grateful Dead, and God forbid you actually did have a hit?
Oh God.
Is that the question?
The question is, how would you react to that
I'd
kind of
probably put up an
eventuality?
electric fence around my house.
The hell you would.
We'll be misunderstood by them just like we were back in the '60s.
noticed any outward rebellion in the ranks, though?
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
Sure, they all want to play drums. I can't figure that out.
Yeah, that's the really terrible part.
What's wrong with that?
Well, that's the product of past arguments and little animosities. If somebody's having a tiff with somebody else, what's the worst thing you can possibly do to your worst enemy is give their
drum set.
kid
Some drumsticks.
Give the kid a drum set.
for Christmas or something.
Where would you guys like to play that you haven't played before?
Bali, Mars.
Where would you like to play? Space Shuttle?
We each only played three
Okay, this is it.
Yeah. Okay.
Last question.
Last battery. Run them through.
I've got one. What has the last 20 years taught you? What's come of all that?
It's a good life.
Never take your eyes off the guy to your right or your left.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
It's not, is it?
Keep your ammunition dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Take your eyes off your opponent.
Don't swim with piranha.
All that stuff.
You know, all the good features.
Tell us
of
a
life.
lot about music and a lot about living and having fun while we're doing it, while we're at it.
Doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Keeping it in-house.
It's nice to be doing something.
Has success spoiled the dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty rotten to me, doesn't it?
So how has it changed you? I mean, how is
Well, I was noticing the other night, for instance, that when I'm going through opening pistachios, the hard to open ones, I don't bother with them anymore. Who's got?
Good point.